Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and welcome back to another Aesop Frock Day. Today, we're going to be reacting to Mud from LICE. This is suggested by Ravenous Catalyst. Catalyst has been super active over in the Buy Me a Coffee lately, so thank you for all the support and donations. If you guys are interested in getting access to the Discord, extra content, updates on Dabda, and being the first to access its full digital release, check out the Buy Me a Coffee down in the link tree. Dabda will be out for digital download on 125, just a couple weeks away, and it'll be coming to streaming a little while after that. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what Mud is all about. Let's see what Ace and Homeboy Sandman got to say. Let's get it. Okay, some like really crazy guitar coming in. Low key, I think I've heard this sample before, and I think some of y'all out there may have heard it as well on a Doom track where he only used just the beginning of the sample. Let's see if we can catch it. Like kind of that looping feel. If any of y'all recognize that, let me know. But let's keep it rolling.
My name written in blood, my sword covered in rust, my songs written in mud. I'm in the trench with no one to trust. The things I counted on been ground in the dust. God bless the child if it's sprouted underground with the chud. Except for falling in love. Ain't no better feeling on the earth than getting a smirk. Wipe from off.
In the ground with the chud is an interesting bar. If y'all are Rick and Morty fans, you're aware of the chud episode where they have these horses that live underground. Now, what I'm curious to ask y'all is, does that phenomenon exist outside of Rick and Morty? Are chuds and something like that just like a mythical creature that I'd never heard of and thought Rick and Morty just threw it together because horses living underground sounds crazy? Or is that actually from something? I'd love to know. But nice start here. Having such a crazy instrumental with those strings and then the drums hitting this really syncopated pattern. It works well to have Sandman come in here and kind of slow it down, pull back a little bit on the speed of his flow, and just kind of talk kind of more conversationally through the beat over top of the beat. Let's see if that continues, or maybe there will be some kind of build up and change at some point.
I counted on been ground in the dust. God bless the child if it's sprouted underground with the chud. Except for falling in love. Ain't no better feeling on the earth than getting a smirk. Wipe from off of your mug. Undercoated and been voted the least likely to budge. Taking chances where the answer's always all the above. Good luck calling my bluff. Had to lay the hammer on your hunting, gathering stuff. It was rather abrupt. Set the balance for battalions too wary to lug. Rashes cross the battle.
I like that, using stuff to abrupt, because then you kind of, if you take off that T, abrupt, you kind of get that bend working there. That works well. He had a nice bend as well with earth and smirk, where you get that harder k sound at the end of smirk, but now we're rhyming more the inside within the word. Maybe like internal rhymes are internally within the bar, but I'm thinking like internal to the word. It's not a rhyme on the end, it's not a rhyme on the beginning, it's in the middle of the word.
Set the balance for battalions too wary to lug. Rashes cross the battlefield. This barren shit is barracks or bust. Nobody taught me not to stare at the sun. Only photocopies for the class to share and discuss. Man, your mathematics may be fine for finding the sum. That ain't nearly what's up.
I'm covered in that grit, covered in that sludge, covered in that muck, covered in that mud.
See, I'm covered in that sweat.
Very interesting transition. Okay. So great bars from Homeboy Sandman. He definitely started to push a little bit harder against the beat, bring those bars a little bit closer together towards the end of his verse there. And we got Ace coming in, some great layering on his vocal. Definitely feels a lot larger, a lot rounder, maybe even a little bit of extra reverb and whatnot on there. We got him go through a little 4-bar stanza. Then looks like we're gonna have Homeboy Sandman go through his own version of that. This is where they're kind of bringing in the mud, the sludge, bringing it kind of back to the title. Homeboy starts off talking about the sweat. Maybe after he's done with his 4 bars, then we'll go to Ace. We'll see. The very interesting way to do it.
Sweat, covered in that blood, got covered in that stuck, covered in that mud.
Yeah. Time to make the donuts, eat, drink, annihilate the bogus. Wide awake and snarling, the dark wings opening on my darling. I speak in holy code and keep the rodeo alarming. Homie, old eyes, parrot a roach that won't die. Slow night spirit looking for a hide to ghost ride. Over the river through the woods, I eat the bread, I spoon the mush. Keep it dirty, we prefer misshapen over cookie cut.
Yeah, that's another cool one. Wood to mush. It really, those O and U sounds are so similar, man. It's really all in the vowels. I know we talked about that a little while ago, but I still have to come back to it. It's all in those vowels because your consonants just give vowels shape, really.
Ride over the river through the woods, I eat the bread, I spoon the mush. Keep it dirty, we prefer misshapen over cookie cut. My office hours are known for 30 seconds, then it's off into the tempest for berries and buried treasures. Trade tall tales with lepers and lost dogs, swing claws at pinatas in the shapes of all y'alls. Hey, the new voice of a defective species, reflect from the cheap seats, checking his cheat sheets, eat a raw horse.
Defective species to cheap seats to, yeah, really just matching those E sounds. That works great. Really clean delivery, man. Always from Ace.
Hey, the new voice of a defective species, reflect from the cheap seats, checking his cheat sheets, eat a raw horse heart, yum yum, 4 stars. At the fork is it 4 bitter forward march.
I don't know how I feel about that meat, man. Like, eating a horse's heart, that's just a little too far. Like, I know America's got its funny things to the rest of the world about, like, what animals are food and what animals are friends, but, like, come on, a raw horse heart? At least throw it in the crock pot or something, dog. But yeah, really great imagery coming from both of them. Great storytelling going on here. I can't say I quite understand exactly what the story is, and I think that just comes from the fact that they're both extremely talented non-linear storytellers. And when you put something in a format like rap where there's so much to keep up with, it just passes by you. As all of y'all Ace fans know, you got to dig into these things to really figure out what's going on. But great work, nice mix. The instrumental, super simple. Like, it's got a lot going on in the 2 layers that we have, the drums and that guitar, but that's really about it. I haven't noticed a bass line or anything else. The mix is clean, nothing super crazy going on. They got that hook type of section where we got some nice reverb and everything really showing some nice vocal layering really showing through, but it's fairly simple as far as the like base layers of the construction go here.
Horse heart, yum yum, 4 stars. At the fork is it 4 bitter forward march.
Covered in that sludge.
Okay.
Covered in that muck. Covered in that mud.
See, I'm covered in that sweat, covered in that blood, got covered in that stuck, covered in that mud.
Beautiful.
Swap.
I love the choice to have them switch the order in which they did the hook from the first one. So we started with Ace, then to Homeboy. Now we come to Homeboy, end with Ace in that hook. They switched up which lines they were saying. Ace took up Homeboy's from the first round. Homeboy took up Ace's from the first round in the second round. If that makes sense, maybe we'll see a third round or a fourth round. How many times can I say round? I'm not sure. But regardless, really great. I love things that are created circularly. So in a way, like the easiest way to visualize that is YouTube Shorts, where the end is also the beginning, and the beginning is also the end, and you just can't tell when it loops. Similarly, in music and other sound design projects, especially, I love using maybe like one sound reversed at the beginning and then having the same sound the forwards at the end, or forwards at the beginning, reversed at the end, however it works. So that way there's kind of like this weird circular cap off where then the Ouroboros, the project eats itself, if you want to get overly philosophical about it like I like to. But regardless, really cool idea with that. Let's keep it rolling.
Covered in that mud.
Swap a Aesop for a joker.
Rise with the rebels, feisty, feral.
My poker face is not for playing poker.
Never die, never shy from the pedal.
The number.
That's an interesting comment right there. My poker face is not for playing poker. So he's keeping things to himself. He's keeping it cool. He's keeping it calm. He's keeping the surface stoic. But it ain't for the poker. There's something else going on there. I think that says a lot without saying a lot.
My poker face is not for playing poker.
Never die, never shy from the pedal.
The number on my ticket reads eternity.
Up in the wee hours, barking and building.
See it.
Feel it.
Okay.
I'm steady as the fingers of a surgeon. Aware the destination is absurd as the excursion. Aware that the extent of the hilarity will vary in the climax and the ending, all depending on the version.
SpongeBob P.
Beautiful. I love surgeon and excursion. That is a great rhyme, man. Love it. There's great mix of flows in here. The way they're like passing back and forth one bar at a time. Really unique coming out of that second hook. And again, it really just completes that feeling of like, started with Homeboy, then we go to Ace, then now we got this trade back and forth. We got them switching up the order of the hook. It's just all these different little moving parts, all these different little feelings that they're creating by having these different arrangements here, and it works really well.
Vary in the climax and the ending, all depending on the version.
SpongeBob PJs, dream in a deep space. Sleep spooning a nuclear briefcase. Spoon sugar till his teeth ache. 3 cheers, 2 for his team, 1 queen
I'm
in the
covered in that
beers.
grit. Covered in that sludge. I'm covered in that muck. I'm covered in that mud.
I'm covered in that grit. Covered in that sludge. Covered in that muck. Covered in that mud.
Yeah, this is really well done. The trading back and forth section, the like 1 bar at a time, then they each get like 4 bars before we go back into the hook, really works well. It's super unique. Love the work they do with LICE. Always a fan of Ace and Homeboy Sandman. I need to check out more Homeboy's solo work. So if any of y'all got suggestions for that, please let me know. If you got more Ace, we need it. We ready for the next Friday. And check out my EP dab to y'all. Linktree in the description. Check it out. If you join the Buy Me a Coffee or check out my socials, you'll be able to see updates on that. But coming very soon. Let's finish this out. Bang. Awesome, man. Love the samples they used on that. Just such a unique feeling on that track. And Ace gives me that feeling every time. It's always like there's something new coming from the music. And that's why we keep doing these Fridays, man. We here to study, here to learn, here to see what some of the greats have done so that way maybe we can approach their level of skill one day. But thank you again to Ravenous Catalyst for the suggestions and all the support. I truly do appreciate it. Much love to everybody in the No Shoes gang. Thank you to all of you guys for all the time that you invest in my content. Truly do appreciate it. But keep the comments coming down below. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell. And I will see you all next time.